I am truly amazed at what we accomplished in just one day and a couple of minutes with my horses.
We took this horse from almost the point where I was ready to put him down for fear that he'd hurt someone to a horse that's really become very functional.
Kevin Wescott is the best thing that ever happened to my horse.
More importantly, he's really helped me think and think about what I'm doing and have a reason for what I ask my horse to do.
He is the most fantastic trainer I have ever worked with.
What we're going to work here on is lunging just a little bit here. Everybody seems to want to lunge round and around in a circle and kind of try to wear their horse down a little bit. Now, this horse can usually act up a little bit, but today he's acting like he's not going to, but we'll see what happens here. So this gives the horse really no meaning. He can just go round and round and round and not think, and he can mess around. Now we're going to change directions with the horse, ask him to go to the other way. Now what I try to do is work my horse's mind and not his body. So I want him to think about what I'm doing, and the higher the level the horse gets, the more I'd like him to think about what I'm doing. So we're going to try to get this horse to lunge on the rail. And you can see right there an example of what I'm talking about. The horse is just going round and round. He's doing it nicely, but he has no idea that there might be something else to do. He's not thinking much. He's just going. So we're going to head the horse the other direction here, and we're going to get him to rate with our body. So see, when I go here, he shouldn't speed up and leave me, so we'll just go around again. I want the horse to rate with my body. He leaves me. So we spend all kinds of time teaching these horses to leave us when we're on the ground. That's better. Then we try to get on their backs and get our horse to stay with us. That's a little change. We'll let him come around the jump. Now we're going to go the other way here. See the horse even take off? He has no feeling and rate to my body. So when I'm here, I don't want him to leave. But if he leaves here a while, I'm going to let him leave. I'm not going to try too hard. That's a little closer. That's not bad. Now we'll see if we can go back around in this other direction. That's better, that's better. There, and he even stopped. And you see, he stopped on his own. I don't like to pull my horses to a stop. I like them to stop on their own. So I like the energy to come back and quiet down on its own. And then I like to start the energy up again. I don't like to stop the energy in my horse. I like him to quiet it down on his own. Now we'll let the horse go the other direction. And we're in no hurry here to go. And you see him leave. He just left. He said, "You're not a part of this. I'm just leaving. I'll see you." So he's like, "I'm leaving. I'll see you later." Pretty soon maybe we'll see him ask, "Should I leave or should I stay?" And not that time. He's not asking. That's okay. There's a little change. There's a nice change. That's what we're looking for, is that horse to start thinking and opening up his mind. Now, generally, I would do this the whole way around this arena, but since we're filming this, I'm trying to keep it here for the cameras. That's nice. That's nice, and he comes to a stop. We let him settle just a little bit here before we ask him carefully to move on. We want a nice transition, and we'll wait. I'm not critical of this horse for eating a little bit. That's better than having him get worried. So I ask him to walk. You see him making all those choices, what he should do. If he trots a little, if I can go with him, I'll go with him if I can keep up. But I try not to make too many decisions for my horse. Now, easy. If my horse has to leave and I can put him in a situation where he can leave, I'll let him leave. As long as he doesn't get, he almost made it there. As long as he doesn't get hurt, I'll let him leave. As long as we can be safe at this, I'll let him leave. And pretty soon we can go that way all the way around the ring. Because now my horse has a job to do, and this job is to stay with me. So if I'm here, he's kind of going around. When he gets to the rail, if I'm kind of here, I want him to go with me or stop, because we want to build a stop into this horse. We want to build relaxation into this horse. The reason we do that is if anything starts to get out of control, we want to let this horse know that he can relax. He doesn't have to go crazy. And see him leave me there? That's okay. So in leaving, he got to work. And if he wants to work a little bit, that's okay. I don't mind if he works a little bit. Now we'll ask him forward. Attaboy. So we're not trying to wear this horse out. And when we lunge our horses, we shouldn't try to wear them out. We shouldn't try to wear them down. We should try to keep the energy, but have it in a way that it works with us, not against us. And we don't want to get the adrenaline pumping in these horses. We're in no hurry for him to leave here. We can kind of mess with that a little bit and see him leave. He has to think about my body. I want him to think about where I am. And I'll help him as much as I can without running 100 miles an hour. And I can help him a little bit by being in front of him. This way, if he wants to do those playful things, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Anytime he wants to play hard, we'll let him kind of play hard. When he wants to leave, we'll let him leave a little bit. If I can help him here, I will. But there's a lot of times that you can't help your horse. So you have to go ahead and let them try what they want to try. Good morning, Barry and Carol. But we're going to make this feel better to the horse. This is what we want the horse to enjoy, is relaxed energy. We'll ask him to go to his right. There, he let me help him. I don't care if he looks at a few other things. Anything to open his mind up and think. Now, if we make it by here this time, that would be a little change in this horse. But we may not, or we may. We made it by a little better than before, but you still see him being quick, and nobody asked this horse to be quick. We're asking this horse to be quiet and relaxed. When he's not quiet and relaxed, he gets to go around the ring. When he's quiet and relaxed, he gets to stay with us and he gets to enjoy himself. I'm going to ask him to keep moving. Now, don't let him stop over here because I don't want him to be quiet and relaxed when he does something wrong. Now, I shouldn't say wrong because it's not wrong or right to him. It's just what I want and what I don't want. So if I say wrong, that just means wrong according to what I'm asking him. But it's not necessarily right or wrong to him. But he is supposed to operate off my body. And you see, I don't have to pet on the horse here because he can develop confidence and he can get his own rewards. He knows when he's doing good. He knows when he almost gets in trouble. He knows when he's where he shouldn't be. The way I let him know that, I let him work at it just a little bit. Then I'll help. I'm going to help. And if I can't help him, I can't help him. I'm going to try to help him again. We'll go around again. We don't let him stop much over here. We don't want him to think that's a good spot. That's a nice little change in the horse for a little bit. Now you see him letting me work him with his body, so we try to do less with this and more with this. We want to open up that mind, have him look for where he should be. We don't want him to just pull on the lead rope and take off. We want him to think, should I be here, should I be there? What he does is he just reacts and goes. He doesn't think. So we're not training on him, we're just trying to get him to open up his mind. That's why there's no punishment here. This horse is not getting punished for doing all the things that I didn't want him to do. There's no punishment involved. And he leaves. There's no punishment, there's just a little work. See, horses can understand real quick what's easy and what's not easy. If it's offered to them in the right way, they can understand. Attaboy. And they will take the easy way out if you can offer it in the right way. Attaboy. And then you play him like a patient. If you can help him, you help him. Now it shouldn't be only once or twice of this, and you can come out no matter how fresh he is. You can walk him around the ring and you can trot him around the ring. And if you're fast enough, you can lope him around or canter him around the ring, but I'm not fast enough to canter him around the ring. But now I'm fast enough now to stop him. Before, see, I wasn't fast enough to stop him. Now I can stop him. Before he just said, I'm leaving, and I was like, I'd like to help you, but I can't. See, this was always open to the horse to do this thing right here. Attaboy. Now we'll change directions. Just enough pull so he doesn't get into that corner. It has so much better meaning when the horse finds it on his own. When you put the horse in a circle or you put the horse on the rail, he doesn't really understand it. He just understands that he has to do it. But if you can get your horse to go where you want with your hand like this, then you start to get some understanding. Now we'll ask the horse to kind of ease to a stop. We're in no hurry for this stop because we like forward movement on our horses. We want him to ease to his left and we want him to walk. What I do, I hope, is never based on wearing the horse out. Now, as soon as I say that, there might be some times where the horse would have to be wore down a little bit. But that should be the last resort. And you can see as this horse worked a little bit, he's not wore down. Now I am, because I'm old and out of shape and don't care about my health. But he's not wore down. Now, they asked Ray Hunt, they said, how do you stop your horse? And he said, I quit riding. Now we can use the manure. We all see that the manure is there. But I'll use that. So I quit. When I quit moving here, I'd like this horse to quit. Now the only pull here is just so he doesn't get turned to that direction. As I walk in here, I'd like this horse to come to a stop. It's open for this horse to stop and take a break. I'm not going to step ahead and say, whoa. It's open for him to take a break. He may have to speed up before he takes a break, or he may make it. And there wouldn't be a lot wrong with helping him just a little bit. But I don't think we're going to have to here. I don't want him to come to me for a break. I want him to be comfortable out here by himself when he takes this break. So I'll wait on him a little bit. But I can't wait. I can't wait forever. He may have to do something else, but as he works around, attaboy, that's close, that's close, that's close, that's close, that's close. And I'm not gonna curb his ability to, or his wanting to explore the camera and the guy standing over there just to get a stop. And if I'd have had my reins, if I'd have had my lunge line ready there, I'd have been a little better off. The only pull is just to keep him out of trouble. He's probably gonna make it over here somewhere. There's a stop. Even though he's eating grass, that's a stop. Even though we don't have his attention, that's a stop. Now, we're working with this just a little bit to kind of get him. If we had to, we might work our horse a little harder before we got on him. But all I'm going to do is just get him where he doesn't mind this so much. So when it goes up here, we'll go there, and we'll go here, and we'll go here. All you're doing with your horse is checking him out. that's what I always do with the horse when I see him or first, or when I get on him. Everything I do is to check the horse out and see what's inside his brain, see what's going on in there. I don't take a horse and just start correcting him. I take a horse and I see what's going on. So this horse is telling me he's a little scared of this. That's fine. We can come over to here. We can come up to there. And we can let him work a little bit. Once again, we'll let him work here a little bit. And as soon as he comes to a little stop, then I'm going to stop. Attaboy. I try to do as little directing as my horse as I can. But at the same time, what we're doing right here with this horse, we're trying to keep him out of trouble too. So we don't want him to get too awful bugged out about this and really worried. So attaboy. So we might have to help him a little bit. Okay, that'll do for that. We're ready to ride him now, I guess. We're here at Hollenbrook Stables, and the horse is Jack, and he's owned by the stables here in White House Station, New Jersey. And Maren Greco, who just got married, is riding him, and they've had him up to 4.5 foot, and the horse has gotten a little quick. So we're gonna jump a couple, 3 small jumps and then go over a big jump, see how he is. We don't wanna make the horse look bad, so we can make him good. We'll jump a couple bigger jumps. If he's good, that's great. And if he's not, then we'll work on it. We'll still show you what we might kind of do with the horse, which is similar to what we did a second ago, or a little bit ago, when we lunged the horse around. When we go around these in a figure 8, or however we go around them, she's just going to try to pull the horse side to side and direct him, and not try to hold back on this horse. As we jump these first 2 jumps, she's going to try to get him in just as nice as she can and have him look good. I never try to make a horse look bad just so we can look good making him look good. So if he shows us some bad stuff, we'll work on it. If he doesn't show us any bad stuff, then we won't have much to work on, but we still might show what we would do if he did get kind of quick. And so we'll try a couple small jumps, and she's going to jump a couple bigger jumps, and he'll maybe tell us what we might do to help him a little bit. So we're always watching our horse, putting him through different things without overexposing him too much, and see what we might change. And sometimes there might be some little things that we could change that would help the horse be a little bit happier. So we're ready for that. Yeah, and if it doesn't work out, you go wherever, or just. So there's a time to make your horse let your horse be bad, and there's a time to have your horse look really nice. If this horse will allow Maren to make him look really nice, that's what she's going to do. If he doesn't, he may have to look a little worse before he gets better. And that's nice, and that's the way we want the horse to look. The one thing we see is, even though these are small jumps, the horse is kind of tensing up after the jump. So we see probably that as you get to a bigger jump, this horse is probably going to get a little tenser yet. We see that when watch him as he comes off the blue jump. Now that time he was a little better. The time before, he was kind of pushing a little hard. No, let's do a big jump or two. Let's do a couple big jumps.
Okay.
However you want, just do 2 or 3. Don't be afraid to come back to a trot or walk if you want to, but whatever you feel. Don't overexpose him horribly, but do a few, because that's gonna come out, because you can see it coming out.
Well, this
Okay.
is very relaxed. He usually starts
A little more.
cross rails pretty upset.
Pretty upset. Okay. She says he usually starts a little more upset or a little more uptight over the cross rails, but he's doing real well with that today. But you can see a little tightness in him yet. So as we jump a couple bigger jumps, that's probably going to come out a little bit. We'll see the horse get a little quicker, a little tighter, and have more trouble relaxing. For the jumps we were going over, he was just borderline relaxed. And there we saw him switching leads before the jumps, so we see that he's a little uncomfortable there. And there we see him really kind of kick it in a little more than he needed to for that jump. Is he starting to get a little bit heavier in your hands? Okay. Go just one more jump and then we'll... And this is, when the horse starts getting heavy in your hands, you need to change something. So she's going to go one more jump. The horse is a little heavy in her hands, and then we're going to change. He came back to her there pretty nice. Then he starts kind of getting just a little bit too worried. And you can see that coming. If you caught that on the camera, you can go back to a trot. We could kind of see that coming as the horse kind of built and built. He got a little heavier. So ideally, probably what we'd do if we were working this horse and not showing it to the camera, we would have quit 2 or 3 times before. Now, like I said, I didn't want to work him until he did something like that. That's not the idea. I thought we could go maybe one more jump before he would, do something like that. Now, we're going to work the exercise here a little bit in and out of these poles. And what we're going to try not to do is hold back on this horse. And if we saw down there, the horse kicked and she had to hold back. We saw another time or two where she had to hold back too much. We want to get out of having to set back and pull on this horse. Everything wants to be forward. We want everything to go forward. And we want the horse to work forward and relax forward. We don't want any pulling back on the horse. As soon as you set on a horse and get hard with a horse, then there starts to be problems and fighting going on. So in the back of Ray Hunt's book, I was reading it last night, and it said you want to get firm but not hard. So as Marin's riding this horse, she's going to try to get firm when she needs to, but firm and go with him, not hard and setting against him, because that's going to upset the horse. If we can let him do it in such a way that he'll work forward in firmness, the horse will start calming, relaxing. Whenever we have to set on a horse and be hard, which there are times we have to do that, you can just about guarantee that that horse is not going to like it. It's going to be trouble. Now, it's something they may have to learn a little bit, that if you have to set hard, you have to set hard. And your hands would get hard. But we'd like to not have that be our training. We'd like to have that horse learn a firmness and a forwardness, not a hardness and have to pull on the horse. So you can go ahead and just work on these rails. She's going to try to go right rein, right rein, and just kind of turn the horse and let him work over these fences without pulling back on him. And he'll tell her how quick she has to turn. If he's real bad, she'll have to turn quicker. If he's pretty relaxed, she won't have to turn so quick. Just don't let him go too far. Don't let him go that far. And when he takes left lead, if you can, go left. If he takes right lead, go right. If you can't, that's fine. That's better. See, the first time you kind of just rode him out there, now you're turning, turn, turn, turn. Try not to pull back at all. Try to just bring him around in a turn. There you go. Now, let's slow up just a second here. You can go on over. Now, Maren and I have never worked before together, so what I'm going to try to explain to her here a little bit is not right or wrong, it's what I want. So what I'm looking for here is to ride the fence and then kind of hold a few strides. I want you to ride the fence and just relax and bring him around. Now in that jump over there, if he takes a right lead off of that jump there, don't worry about a lead change. Just make a right-hand circle and come back to another jump. Okay. We don't want to worry about lead changes, and I don't want to turn him to the opposite lead. So if he's on the right lead, I don't want to crank him around to the left. I mean, and I don't want you to have to set and make a lead change. You're perfectly capable of setting and making a lead change. I don't want the horse to have to do that. Whichever leads he jumps, just bring him around as nice as you can. If you have to bring him around a little bit hard a time or two, that's okay, but we'd like to not have to. But try not to jump and hold. Try to jump and just release, and then use the turn to slow and calm down the horse. So he starts learning that he can slow without help. So that's why we will use the turn to slow without help. Because you know what happens as you start helping a lot of times, and you have to help more and have to help more. So we want to try to back him off a little bit. We don't want to loose rein on our horse, of course. We want him to take the bit and go to the jump. But we want to use something just to back him off a little bit so he feels you here instead of feels you here. Actually, let me see. Yeah, that'll work then. And whenever he wants to trot, you let him trot. Okay. If he wants to walk, you let him walk. Anytime this horse looks for an excuse to slow down, you let him slow down. If he wants to lope, you turn him and come back to the jump. Don't hold back. Nice. Let's go ahead, next time he does that, make your turn in front of the fence. Although if he's really nice going off and you're on a loose rein or no contact hardly, you can let him go. If you have to take contact, then turn. Which lead were we on that time?
Right.
That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. And left? Conscious of which lead you're taking. Don't hold him back, don't hold him back, don't hold him back. I don't care what spot he gets, Maren. We care not at all now. All we want is you to not have to hold him back to the jump. Let him take his own speed. Good, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. We're not going to worry too much. He picked up his lead. Let him take it, then pull, turn. It feels terrible to you because you're like just setting up there. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine, nice. Left. If you have to go clear around, that's good. Whenever he wants to slow, let him slow. You're just a sack of potatoes up there. You're going to look awful. We don't care. We want him to learn, right? Very good. Now he doesn't know what to do because he can't find your hands to pull. So we don't want him to find you. We don't want him to know what you're up to. Left. Once these horses find us, then they learn to evade us. Good, 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 nice, right. Very good. a little quicker turn to the right when he's quicker. These horses, as I was saying here, they learn to evade. So they learn to take a hold of you in the wrong way. We want the horse to take a hold and pull us over that's fine. That's nice, Marn. You let this horse be as ugly over the jumps as he wants to. Nice, nice, nice. So Marn's not fighting this horse. She's not slowing the horse down. The horse is just getting to work himself. And when the horse wants to slow down, the horse can slow down. But she's not going to ask the horse to slow down. It's open for this horse to slow. Nice, very nice. See the horse slow, and he gets slower on his own. He has the opportunity here to get fast, but if we can apply it, very good, very good. If we can apply it in the right way, this horse will start going slower and knocking down rails, which is exactly what we want. Now, we don't want him to knock down the rails. Left rein, left rein. But if he knocks some rails down here, we're not going to worry about it either, because we want him to start thinking about what he needs to do to go over the jump easy. So since he isn't jumping it too big sometimes, he's going to jump it too little. Good. One of the reasons this works is because there's always a jump in front of the horse. So he can't jump and run. He can't jump and run. Anytime he goes anywhere, we're just going to go to another jump. Fine, fine, nice. Nice, very nice with your hands, Marn, very good. You see her not fighting against the horse at all. She's just riding the horse. She's not using her legs. She's not pulling back. She's just directing and letting the horse find where he wants to go. And the horse has no opportunity here to jump and run because he's going to turn. So there's no jump and run. And I gotta hand it to her. For the first time, it's really hard to get on a horse and just let the horse do what he wants and not help. Now, when he makes the best jump that you think you can get out of him with nice, slow, then let him canter off and we'll quit. You see, Jack's mind isn't always on what he's doing, so he comes in and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, I have to jump. Now when Jack's mind starts seeing what he's going to do before instead of watching other things around the ring, like that, then he'll find his spot and he'll jump nice. But when he's thinking about being scared of those other jumps, then he doesn't have a chance of being nice because he's got attention on the blue jump. The blue jump is scaring him, so he can't concentrate on the jump that he's supposed to jump. The last time he came across, he knew exactly what he was going to do. And that, of course, is the rider's job to help the horse know which jump he's going to jump. And we know for sure that that Marn let him know which jump he's going to jump because he knew it exactly. And then he jumped really nice. So if he gets some other things on his mind or he gets a little hot or a little worried, he's going to have a hard time thinking. So the whole thing is getting these horses to think and separate. So he comes around the blue jump and he spooks because he isn't sure in his mind what's going to happen. He's like, do I go over that jump or not? So it wouldn't hurt to work around jumps and leave certain jumps alone and just leave those jumps there. Those jumps do not concern him. And then you work around those jumps for a while, and the next day you'd work away from another jump and let him know that jump's not a problem. We're not worrying about that jump today. So you might, as you work this horse, only work half the jumps in the ring one day, spread it around so he knows that there's some jumps we're not going to jump all day, and he doesn't need to worry about those jumps. We're going to have Maren say a couple things on camera here about what she felt in the horse. And see, as we do these things, these might be things we do one day and we might never do them again with this horse. We try to look for different things to make the horse get different looks and different thinking on what might be happening. Tomorrow this might not work at all for this horse. That's why at my clinics I try to teach people there's no method that you can teach. You have to teach a philosophy and understanding of the horse. You have to teach the horse to think and relax and things like that, and not teach this is what you do. You don't pull on this rein 100 times, you don't do this, you don't go over this jump 40 times. And what we like to do is always finish the best. So at the first we started with this horse, we let him be kind of bad. And then we tried to find some spots in there that were really good, that Maren and him could just be together and have a real friendship and a real communication. Her seat was with him, his back. You know, her hands were relaxed, his mouth was relaxed, his neck was relaxed, but he's still moving forward really nice. And those things came into play a number of times, and at the end, when I asked Maren to find a good place to quit, she found a really nice place to quit. There was no push, there was no shove, and they came around right together. Now we think as humans that these horses like that trouble. They're pulling on purpose, they're running to get the best of us, but that's not at all true, because Jack's going to like to feel just as well as Maren likes to feel. Now we all know that when we speed a horse up to 5-foot jumps, he's going to go fast and he's going to get hot. I mean, especially if he's a jumper, because you're going to win. It's a timed event. So all we can do is work the slow stuff as much as we can when we can, to take some of that slow stuff, some of that relaxation with us. Or we go in and we make the fast course and then we try to get the relaxation back. We get that to drop down. So there's nothing wrong with having to scatter these horses or take them fast a little bit, but you have to take some of the slow, nice, easy things with you. Now this will make it even a little more pressure on her, because she's had to sit here all this time getting ready to talk about this horse a little bit.
When I started working the horse over the cross rails, I could feel he wanted to just land and run, and my first instinct is to sit down and pull. When I did that, he pulls against me. When he had nothing to pull on, I could feel him eventually, slowly softening to the point of where he was almost braking on me before the jumps. And it made him so much more relaxed and a lot easier to ride. So I really saw a big difference there.
That's all? You don't have more? Come on. More. Tell how good I am. Let's go.